Hello. Today we need to talk about one of the biggest obstacles that gets in the way of people achieving their goals, and that is self-doubt, or thinking to themselves, I can't do this. Now, by the end of today's video, you'll have the tools and strategies that you need in order to overcome self-doubt, feel confident to achieve any goal that you have. If you're new to the channel, my name is James Eardley. I've generated over 7 figures in e-commerce sales with my business, and now I'm generating and creating these YouTube videos to help you to achieve the same success. So what is self-doubt? Well, it's the lack of confidence, and it's those thoughts you get in your mind about, I can't do this. Why me? Who am I to think that I can achieve something like this big when you've got big goals? It's those thoughts that really kill your ambition and kill the drive that you have to achieve. When we're having these thoughts, we just stop and we just give up on any big goals that we have because we don't believe that we can achieve them. And if you don't believe that you can achieve them, if you let these thoughts build up in your mind, you'll stop and you'll be your own worst enemy, because you'll be the person, or you'll be the obstacle that ultimately stops you from succeeding, because you'll stop taking the actions to get to success because you don't believe that you can do it. I mean, do you remember when you started something new for the first time, whether that was learning how to drive a car, or when it was starting a new business or starting a new job? And inevitably, when you're outside of your comfort zone, do you feel those feelings of, I can't do this, or why me? And you're not alone. I mean, I think self-doubt is probably the great equalizer across many people, that when we're doing something brand new, it's so easy to have those thoughts come into your mind about, why am I so special to try and achieve these results? So first of all, try not to judge yourself for having those thoughts, because they are absolutely universal. And I believe anyone trying to get outside their comfort zone is going to experience those feelings of self-doubt. The key is what you do with them. I've learned from some brilliant people, from self-help books or TED Talks. For example, Brené Brown, she's got a fantastic TED Talk about vulnerability, feeling those feelings and still pushing on regardless, and being vulnerable, opening up regardless of how you feel. Another great book is called Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway, and it literally teaches you how to do exactly what it says on the cover. It doesn't matter how you feel, the self-doubt that you feel is very common, but it's doing the task anyway, despite feeling that fear. So what it came down for me when I read all these books, when I was struggling with self-doubt, it was initially a stage of accepting those thoughts as not something that you need to actually act on. So those thoughts are going to happen. You're outside your comfort zone, you're doing something new, you're going to feel uncertain. You might doubt yourself if you can achieve something. What helped me was to realize that that was normal, that I had those thoughts, but it didn't mean that I had to change the actions based on the thoughts that I was having. You can have these thoughts, you can have these feelings and emotions and fears, but you can still take the action anyway. It doesn't dictate how you act based on the thoughts and the feelings that you're having. So I have my own journey with self-doubt, and that was because I started my e-commerce business when I was 22 or 23, just turning 23, and I had zero experience of entrepreneurship, of business. Now, I was working a 9-to-5 job at a local housing association, which is a not-for-profit company, so it couldn't be further away from running a online e-commerce business. So, of course, going into that with no prior experience, I had so many doubts about myself whether I could achieve the success that I was looking for, because I had no evidence that I was going to achieve that, because I hadn't done anything like it before. So, of course, I was going to feel self-doubt because it was my first time ever trying to go after one of these goals. And I remember those thoughts that would keep me up at night when I was really starting to take risks and push this business forward about, I can't do this, or, why me, or something like, what if I fail? And it was just these constant creeping doubts in my mind that would hold me back and make me feel less like taking action the next day. And so that's why they're dangerous, because they try and hold you back from taking the actions. So what we need to do is feel those thoughts, hear them, feel the emotions, but move on regardless. So I had all those thoughts, but I thought, because I could see other people had achieved that same success, then why can't I? Even though I had no evidence of myself achieving those results, because I could see other people had achieved exactly what I wanted and were living the lifestyle that I dreamt of, then it gave me that confidence that I could go on to achieve the same success. So remember, if you can see somebody else achieving it, use that to your advantage. Use that as a weapon against self-doubt, to know that if somebody else has achieved the success that you're looking for, then so can you. So some practical tools and strategies that really helped me to overcome self-doubt. One of them was something I learned in a podcast, and it was about, as soon as you hear a doubtful thought in your mind, you immediately shift that and have a thought consciously about what it is that you actually want to believe about yourself. So, for example, if you find yourself having that thought, saying to yourself, I can't do this, I'm not very good at this, I'm not going to achieve what I'm looking for, that's the moment to immediately then put a new thought into your mind and to overcome that. So you have the negative thought, and then instead you say, of course I'm going to achieve this. Others have achieved it, and so can I. And also something similar to this is another tool I use, which was affirmations, which is just repeating things to yourself to convince yourself and stop having those self-doubt. A great sentence that I like to say to myself is, there is a way and I will find it. And so whenever I had a negative thought, or first thing in the morning when I was unsure about how to get to my goals, I would say that sentence to myself, there is a way and I will find it. And those affirmations are the kind of things that really get your mindset in the right place to achieve success. The biggest tool for me, though, was getting around people. And although I didn't have anyone in my life close, like physically, like friends, family, people that I was around physically, I could find virtual communities, online communities that would give me the confidence I needed to help overcome that self-doubt. So I found the Dropship Unlocked Masterclass community, and that was ambitious people, and I still am a big part of that community. I'm a coach now for Dropship Unlocked, but that community was what I was introduced to as being around people that were also aspirational, also had big goals, were ambitious, and so it drove me on. So whenever I had doubt in myself, I could see somebody else who had achieved something fantastic that same day, and it would inspire me to be able to go on to achieve that same success. So getting around people is definitely a shortcut to removing self-doubt. So the first thing to do is to accept it. The next thing is to shift it with a new thought. Then it's getting around people and consistently affirming yourself these positive thoughts to remove that self-doubt. And remember, you can take action despite the thoughts that you're having, despite the emotions that you're feeling. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, then remember to like and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Comment to let me know how you plan to overcome self-doubt, and I'd love to see that in the comments beneath the video. Also, if you want to get around a community of like-minded people that are ambitious, overcoming self-doubt, and really pushing on to create freedom in their life, then I am building a free community called Freedom Builders, and it's available with the first link in the description. So check it out if it sounds like something you'd be interested in, but if not, feel free to completely ignore it. I just hope you enjoyed today's video. With that said, I'll catch you in the next video.